Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the game where you'll be rewarded for knowing the obscure rather than the obvious. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
My name's Odera. This is my brother Somto, and we're from South London.
Couple number two.
Hello, I'm Jane. I'm from Surrey, and this is my friend Michael from Hackney.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Ali, and this is my son Tom, and we're from Shropshire.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, Xander. I'm Andrew from Winsford in Cheshire, and this is my good friend Helen from Hull.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much indeed, all of you. A very warm welcome to Pointless. It's terrific to have you here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce, a comedian who's appeared in shows as varied as Have I Got News for You, Taskmaster, and something I've never heard of, Richard Osman's House of Games, I think? No idea. It's my brand new Pointless friend. It is Desiree Birch.
Thank you so much, Xander. Yes, Richard Osman. I think he's famous for being really quite short.
Yes.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, can I just say, I did not win House of Games, but the gentleman who did gave me his prize, which was a toolbox that has Richard Osman's face on it. So every time I need to put furniture back together, I look at Richard and I go, thanks, guy who won.
There you are. Richard Osman, home at the wrench.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes, as he's also well known.
There we are. Well, thank you very much indeed, Desiree. It's lovely to have you here. Now, Leighton and Pat got through to the final last time, and they failed to win the jackpot, I'm sorry to say, which means we have to add, I know, it's our unpleasant task, to add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £2,500. So if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, something to bear in mind as we proceed through the game. At the end of each round, we will eliminate the pair with the highest score. So if you do wish to be that pair, keep your scores as low as you can. Very best of luck to everybody. Our first category today is people, places, and things. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second, and whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and our question concerns things that end EE. Desiree.
So for this particular category, we are going to give you 7 clues on each board to things that end with the letters EE. Where there's more than one word in an answer, it is the last word that must end in EE. We have added the number of letters in each word of the answers as additional clues. Please give us the answer that the fewest of our 100 knew.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Here is our first board. 7 clues, they all end double E. Director of the feature films Do the Right Thing and Black Klansman. 5-3. Circular plastic throwing toy originally sold as Flying Saucer and Pluto Platter. 7. London Underground Line officially opened in 1979 and coloured silver or grey on the tube map. 7. Aquatic mammal, also known as a sea cow with African, West Indian and Amazonian species. 7. US state with the capital city Nashville. 9. National fruit of Jamaica, often cooked with saltfish and dumplings. 5. And piece of artificial hair used to cover a bald patch from the French for forelock. 6. Somto, welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm a retail worker and a big Liverpool fan, so yeah, that's me.
Big
really.
Liverpool fan. And the retail work?
Yes.
What does that involve? They're working in a retail outlet?
Yeah, so food retail, so I'm a team leader, so...
Team leader. How many in your team?
There's 12 of us.
12 of you there. Very good indeed. What do you get up to for fun, apart from Liverpool?
Walking my dog.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Very nice. OK, now, what are you going to go for on our board here?
I'm going to go for national fruit of Jamaica, and that is ackee.
Ackee, says Somto. Should we see how many of our 100 people said ackee? Ackee is right. It's a very good answer as well, Somto. Down goes 16. Great start to the round.
An excellent answer for 16, ackee. So the ackee fruit is poisonous if eaten unripe. However, when ripe, it is a safe and extraordinarily delicious food that is high in vitamins and minerals.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now then, Jane, welcome back to Pointers. It's great to have you with us for a second show. Remind us all about yourself, Jane, and maybe tell us more.
So I live in Surrey with my 2 children and my little dog. I'm a mortgage advisor as well.
But this is terrific. Aside from advising people on mortgages, what else do you like getting up to?
So I'm a big festival goer. I love live music. I love a bit of glamping.
Good.
So lots of festivals this year. Isle of Wight, Green Man, Kendal Calling.
Amazing. Now, Jane, what are you going to go for?
I like the look of the top one. So director of the feature film, Do the Right Thing. And I'm going to say Spike Lee.
Spike Lee, says Jane. Shall we see how many of our 100 said Spike Lee? Spike Lee is right. 16 is the only score we have. Spike Lee, 80. Terrific play.
Yes, a fantastic answer, Spike Lee, for 18 points. Now, Spike Lee was awarded an honorary Oscar in 2015 for his contributions to filmmaking. So I think historically, people are looking at his work with a lot more appreciation.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now, Tom, welcome back to Pointers. Good to have you with us a third time. I think you should tell us more about yourself, Tom.
So I'm a huge fan of the Eurovision Song Contest and was one of the lucky few that got to attend the grand final in Liverpool.
Wow. Wow. Were you there days before? Were you there?
No, it was basically a weekend job,
Okay.
but the city was absolutely packed. It was brilliant, great
exciting. OK, now, Tom, what are you going to go for on our board here?
I'm going to go for the aquatic mammal one and say manatee.
You're going to say manatee for the aquatic mammal. Let's see if manatee is right. Let's see how many of our 100 people also said it. Manatee is right. Now, 18 is the high score. 16 is our low. 35 for manatee. That's a high score for manatee.
When Christopher Columbus first saw manatees, he noted that these mermaids were not quite so handsome as they had been painted. So not only did Christopher Columbus get the manatee thing wrong, but a couple other things, as we well know now.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now, Andrew, welcome to Pointers. Good to have you with us. Tell us all about yourself.
Hi, Xander. Yeah, I'm retired and I like to travel a lot and I also like going to gigs. So what I try and do is combine the 2 interests and travel off to countries or cities that I've never been to before and taking a gig while I'm there.
See, this is superb. What sort of gigs are we talking about?
They tend to be Queen and Adam Lambert gigs or Brian May-related concerts.
I see. I see. And they play in big places, obviously.
All over the world. So I been to see them in Seoul, in South Korea, Adelaide, Australia, New York.
Superb. Andrew, you're the last person to have this board. Would you like to talk us through it?
I will. A circular plastic throwing toy originally sold as Flying Saucer and Pluto Platter Frisbee. London Underground line, officially opened in '79 and coloured silver, is a Jubilee line. US state with the capital city Nashville is Tennessee. And a piece of artificial hair used to cover a bald patch from the French for forelock is toupee. And I will go for toupee.
Toupee, I think that's probably the right one to go for. Let's see how many of our 100 said toupee. Toupee is absolutely right. 35 is our high score. 16 is our low. 66 for toupee. I suspect that was probably lower than the other ones available to you.
Hope so.
We shall see. Sorry, that is quite a high score.
Yeah, I wonder how many people who answered this were around during the era of toupees. I grew up in the 80s. My dad actually had a toupee because he is a bald man. Yes. Imagine trying to pull off a toupee and a jerry curl at the same time. Somehow he walked that thin and narrow line for quite some time. But let's have a look at the other answers. The circular plastic throwing toy was indeed the Frisbee, and that would have gotten you 68 points, so you did better with toupee. The London Underground line was the Jubilee line, and that would have gotten you 51 points. And the U.S. state with the capital city of Nashville is, of course, Tennessee, as you got accurately right. That is 65 points, so that would have just been slightly better scoring for you.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. We are halfway through our first round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 16, Zomto, very well done indeed. The best score of the past. Then we head up to Jane and Michael on 18. 35s will be fine, Tom and Ali. And then up to 66, Helen and Andrew. I'm afraid that's unfortunate. I imagine you will have known some of those lower scoring answers, but there we are. Helen, you get the new board, so use it wisely. Find a lovely low score there. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 7 more clues to things that end EE up on the board, and here they come. Liverpool Racecourse, which hosted the first official Grand National in 1839. 7. Official who enforces the rules of a football game or boxing match. 7. Brothers who are asked for directions by Alice in Lewis Carroll's novel Through the Looking Glass. 10, 3, 10. Comedian who became host of Radio 4's I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue in 2009. 4, 3. Scottish city where the Beano and the Dandy comics were launched in the 1930s. 6. Curry-flavoured dish of smoked haddock, boiled eggs and rice, commonly served at brunch. 8. And film screening or theatre performance held in the afternoon. 7. Helen, welcome to Pointers. Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
Well, I'm retired. I used to be in the civil service, but now I like to spend as much of my time as possible on my favourite hobby, which is photography, and in particular 3D photography, which I've been doing for about 10 years now.
So how does that work?
Well, to take a picture in 3D,
Yes.
you can either have a special camera that's got 2 lenses,
Yeah.
or you can just use your smartphone. And with an
you
app,
just... Yes.
yeah, you just take one photo like that, and then you move slightly, take a second photo, you put them together in the app, and that makes 3D.
Very nice. Now, Helen, you're on 66. You're the high scorers. We have to get a very low score from you. What are you going to go for on this board?
I'll go for the Scottish city where the Beano and Dandy were launched, and that's Dundee.
Dundee, says Helen. Shall we see how many of our 100 said Dundee? There's no red line for you as you're currently the high scorers. Dundee is right. Down goes Dundee to 51, taking your total up to 117.
Yes, Dundee. It is claimed that Dundee sees more hours of sunshine than any other city in Scotland. So 3 whole hours. That's gotta be an incredible holiday.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now, Ali. Hello. Welcome back to Pointers. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. There must be things we haven't yet heard.
Well, we've recently adopted the piano from the primary school where I work, the old piano that was in the school from the 70s. And
Have they replaced it?
Keyboard.
Oh, I see. There is a keyboard. Oh, good.
Keyboard.
I thought for a horrible moment they'd banished music.
No, no.
Oh, no, phew.
No, lots of music still, lots of
music
singing.
still. Oh.
Yeah. So
what a
I'm
lovely thing. Lovely thing to have in your house.
It's lovely, yeah, and I'm very slowly learning to play.
Brilliant. Good for you, Ali. Now, look, you're on 35. 81 or less sees you into round 2. What are you thinking of going for?
I think I'm going to go for the curry-flavoured dish of haddock and kedgeree.
Kedgeree, says Ali. Here is your red line, lovely and high. Let's see if we can get you below that with kedgeree. Kedgeree is absolutely right, gets you into round 2. 43 for kedgeree, taking your total up to 78.
Yes, well done, Ali. Although the history of the dish stretches at least as far back as the 4th century BCE, it seems that haddock only became a part of the recipe after the dish had been brought to Britain from India in the 18th century.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now then, Michael, welcome back. Great to have you with us a second time. We want to hear more about Michael.
So I'm a environmental consultant and also do a bit of acting. So I managed to combine the two. Not that well.
Where do you do your acting?
I do murder mystery events. So we go to people's offices or homes and then sort of arrange a murder mystery around a birthday party.
Now, that's fun. Do you often do the same murder mystery? Have you learnt your way around a murder mystery particularly well?
Yes. So normally I play, it's a Hollywood film set where the lead is murdered and I'm the second cast, so all the eyes are on me as to being the murderer. But then I get murdered. I'm probably giving away the plot here, aren't I?
OK, if you don't want to know the result, look away now. Right, well, Michael, this sounds absolutely fascinating. Now, 18 is your score at the moment, which means 98 or less gets you into the next round.
So I am going for the comedian who became host of Radio 4's I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, Jack D.
Jack D, says Michael, the wonderful Jack D. Here is your red line. Can we get you below this red line with Jack D? I think we can. Absolutely right, Michael. Very well done. Ooh, down goes Jack D. I mean, Jack D scoring like Aki there, taking your total up to 34.
Jack D was such a fantastic answer for that. I just need to find out how you work environmental science into the murder mystery.
My character is a vegan in it. So I make a big song and dance. I'm a sort of part-time vegan myself.
Yes. And that's
so
why they kill you in the second part.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Because I bore them to death.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Odera, welcome to Point. You've been waiting
Thank
so
you.
patiently while we've been chatting to everyone else. Tell us all about yourself, Odera.
So I live in South London with my girlfriend, her sister, and her sister's boyfriends. One of the things I do is I sing in a choir. At our last concert we did, I Was Glad by Purcell, and we got someone to play the organ in the church, which is really good.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
Odera, you were on 16. A brilliant score from Somto in the first pass means it doesn't matter what you score here. You could score 100 points. You'll still be in round 2. There is the board. Would you like to talk us through it?
OK. The Liverpool Racecourse, which hosted the first official Grand National, that'll be Aintree, official who enforces the rules of a football game or boxing match, referee. Brothers, who ask for direction, Tweedledum and Tweedledee. And the bottom one, I think, is a matinee. I think I will go for matinee.
You're going to go for matinee for
Yeah.
the bottom one. As I say, doesn't matter what you score. There's no red line for you. You're already through. How many of our 100 said matinee? That goes down to 62, taking your total up to 78.
So, Odera, I have to give you kudos. You took us through that list absolutely perfectly. You were correct that Aintree is the Liverpool racecourse. That would have gotten you 60 points. Referee, of course, is the official who enforces the rules of the football game. That would have been a very high score, so well avoided there, 85 points. And the brothers who are asked for directions by Alice are Tweedledum and Tweedledee. You are correct. That would have gotten you only 24 points, so it would have been a better score there.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. That brings us to the end of our first round. It also means we have to say goodbye to our first pair. It's our new pair. I can't bear it. Helen and Andrew, I'm sorry. I think you were ill-served by the choices on the board. This often happens on the fourth podium. We'll just have to see you next time when you can take advantage of maybe being elsewhere. Helen and Andrew, thank you very much for playing. For the remaining 3 pairs, it is now time for round 2. Very well done, everybody. When it comes to things ending double E, you just are amazing. Jane and Michael, our lowest combined scorers there. Very well done indeed. And Michael and Somto were our joint lowest individual scorers. Anyway, best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is astronomy. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go? This is a popular one, isn't it? Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many planets and constellations that contain the letters S, T, A, or R as they could, Desiree.
We are looking for any of the 8 major planets in our solar system or the 88 constellations currently recognized by the International Astronomical Union that have any of the letters S, T, A, or R in their usual names. Now, to be clear, the usual names of the constellations are the ones based on Latin rather than their English equivalents. So, for instance, if Gemini had contained any of the letters S, T, A, or R, we would be looking for that rather than twins, for example. It's the exact Latin names that we require as answers, please.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Somto. It's just too exciting for words, isn't it? When this round came up, I could sense everybody's delight.
So I think I'm going to try and avoid the planets. I'm going to say Sirius.
Sirius,
Yeah.
said Somto. Should we see if Sirius is a good answer? How many of our 100 said Sirius? Oh, I'm sorry, Somto. That may not be the last 100 points scored in this round, but it is certainly the first one. Bad
Yes.
luck.
Unfortunately, Sirius, which is a fantastic answer as far as a body in the sky, is itself a star, not a constellation or a planet. So, unfortunately, it's incorrect.
Thank you, Desiree. Now, Jane.
I'm thinking I might stay safe and go with the planet and say Mars.
Mars, says Jane. Mars. Let's see how many of our 100 said Mars. Mars is right. 85 for Mars.
The two moons of Mars, Phobos and Deimos, were named after the Greek spirits of fear and panic.
Thank you very much indeed. Desiree, Tom.
Yes. I think I'm, like Jane, I'm feeling similarly cautious. I'm going to go for Uranus.
OK, Uranus, not pronouncing it Uranus for reasons I don't know. I guess it's tea time on television. Maybe people feel uncomfortable talking about Uranus, but Uranus is how I pronounce it. Tom, let's see how many of our 100 people said Uranus. Uranus is absolutely right. Now, there we are, down to 65.
Yes.
Interesting.
Uranus is a fantastically low-scoring answer for this particular round, and well done if you screamed it at your television at home. I'm sure your neighbors appreciated that.
Thank you very much indeed. We're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 65, Tom, as it turns out, the lowest score of the past. So very well done indeed. Tom and Ali looking good. 85 is where we find Jane and Michael, and 100 is where we find Somto and Odera. You're not that far ahead, as it turns out. You're all much of a muchness there, but Odera, if you dare to step into the constellations, maybe we might find a low-scoring answer there. I don't know. Who knows? We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? We are looking for planets and constellations that contain the letters S, T, A or R. Ali, you're on 65. If you were to score 34 or less, even now, that would get you into the head-to-head.
OK, I think I'm going to go for a constellation and say Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, says Ali. You get a red line and everything. Shall we see if Sagittarius gets you below that red line? Sagittarius is right. You are through to the head-to-head, and that scores you 8. Very well done indeed. I think you've also opened the door a little bit there, and maybe people might feel emboldened to take on a constellation from here on in, but very well done indeed. Your total is 73.
That scored you a phenomenal 8 points. Sagittarius is the archer. It's usually depicted as a centaur holding a bow and arrow. And I guess if you're half man and half horse, why not have a bow, right?
Why not have
Let's do
one,
it.
indeed. Now then, Michael, you are on 85. We are looking at a score of 14 or less from you.
I'm aiming safe and going for Neptune.
Neptune?
Yes.
Says Michael. OK, Neptune, let us find out. Here is your red line. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said Neptune? Neptune is absolutely right. Look, down it goes, Michael. This is a sensible thing to do. 39 is not a bad answer at all, taking your total up to 124.
A fantastic answer. Neptune is the only planet in our solar system not visible to the naked eye, since obviously now Pluto is a dwarf planet, and clearly we can all see Uranus, apparently. But it is the first predicted by... I mean, come on, you started this, Andy.
I know, I'm sorry.
I had to go right in there. It was the first predicted by mathematics before it was actually discovered.
See, that's how clever maths is.
See?
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now then, Odera, you are on 100. We need a score of 23 or less from you to get you into the head-to-head.
Yeah, he's put me in a hole, hasn't he?
He has, he has. I mean, you've got the option. Do you go constellation?
I've got no choice. I'm going to say Scorpius.
Scorpius. Scorpius.
Yeah.
There speaks somebody who knows. I think that rings a bell for me. Let's find out. Anyway, here's your red line. Does Scorpius get you below that red line? It is right. Odera knows what he's talking about. Gets you through to the head-to-head. And it's a pointless answer, you see. Richly deserved. Being a pointless answer, it adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £2,750. It scores you nothing, leaves your total at 100, and gets you into the head-to-head. Very well done indeed. Odera, what about that?
I mean, that was fantastically well saved for your pairing. And the astronomical constellation Scorpius is not the same as the astrological sign Scorpio. So, well done on that. Now let's move on to some of the pointless answers. You could have had Boötes, Canis Major, which is where Sirius is. That is the constellation it is part of. Capricornus, as well, would have been pointless, as well as Hercules, Lupus, I guess that is the wolf, and Monoceros, which is unicorn in Latin. Of course it is. Yes. Pavo, Pegasus, and Virgo would have also gotten you no points. Well done if you got any of those at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. That brings us to the end of our second round, and it means we have to say goodbye to another pair. Oh, Michael and Jane. You needed to go for a constellation, Michael. You just needed to. We will see you next time when I have every confidence you will take it into the head-to-head and maybe beyond. We'll look forward to that. Michael and Jane, thank you very much indeed. For the two remaining pairs, though, it is now time for the head-to-head. Well, huge congratulations, Tom and Ali, Odera and Somto. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £2,750. But before we play the head-to-head, we have this fun little bonus round. See if we can throw some more money into that jackpot by finding some pointless answers. So here goes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many French patisserie items as they could, Desiree.
You will see 6 items up on the board. 4 are the names of French patisserie items, 2 of which are scoring and 2 of which are pointless. And there are 2 that are not French patisseries at all. £250 into the jackpot for each pointless answer.
Thank you very much indeed. So, can you spot the pointless patisseries among these 6? Here we go. Sabaudet, merveilleux, grelets, pain d'épices, palmier, and religieuse. What do we think? Does anyone know anything at this juncture? Does anyone want to say anything?
I'm pretty sure palmier is a French patisserie. I know that it's food, and I'm pretty sure that it's French. Merveilleux, well, that translates as marvellous, so I don't know whether that's right or not. Marvellous and religious.
What do you want to go for, Tom and Ali?
Should we say religieuse?
Religieuse. Should we see if that is a pointless patisserie?
Oh.
Religieuse is definitely a patisserie. Oh, 3 people knew it. That's annoying. Now, Odera and Somto, you seem to have a knack for finding pointless answers. What are you going to go for?
Don't know. Not really pastry people, are we?
No. Should we try palmier?
Yeah.
You want to go for palmier?
Yeah.
OK, let's see if palmier is a pointless patisserie. It's patisserie, again, as Tom suspected. Is it going to be pointless? No! One person knew palmier. Oh, well, never mind.
Oh, that was so incredibly close. We got so close, but it's finally cut. But which answers do you think are the pointless ones, Andrew?
Well, I mean, you'd have thought pain d'épices, translating as spiced bread, that must be a patisserie, surely.
That is indeed a pointless answer.
Well, what a relief.
Yes, it's a traditional French cake eaten at Christmas, honey and mixed spice.
I'm going to say sabaudet.
Sabaudet.
Let's say that is a patisserie.
Okay, well, sabaudet is indeed a French word. It is indeed food. It is Lyonnaise French sausage made from pork heads. So that is charcuterie. Merveilleux is indeed, actually, it's a pastry. It's just called marvelous. It's made from meringue and whipped cream covered in chocolate shavings.
Aptly named.
Aptly named. And you did avoid Grolet, who is not a patisserie. He is a pastry chef. So that's a person, not a pastry.
Grolet.
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, bad luck. We didn't find any pointless pastries, but we did have a lot of fun. Let's play the head-to-head. Now, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, and you are now allowed to confer before you give your answers. So best of luck to both pairs. Here is our first question, and it is all about films of 2009, Desiree.
We are about to show you 5 stills from films that were released in the year 2009, which is not just here randomly. It's actually the year that Pointless began.
So
Does it feel like it's been that long?
No, it feels so young.
Yeah, I mean, you look
so
younger.
Young.
You're
Thank
Benjamin
you so much.
Buttoning
No.
this whole way. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. It won't just be 5 pictures of Xander, though. We will also provide the initial letters of the titles of the films. Please give us the name of the film you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. And good luck if you're playing at home.
OK, let's reveal these 5 films as old as Pointless. And we have A, I. B, U. C, A. D, T, 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 W. And E, T, H. God, we really are old, aren't we? Oof. Now, Tom and Ali, you're our low scorers. You get to go first. Feel free to confer.
OK. Yeah. We'll go for E and say The Hangover.
The Hangover, say Tom and Ali. Now then, Odera and Somto, can you talk us through the board?
Yeah, so A is Invictus. B is Up. C is Avatar. D is The Time Traveler's Wife. A.
Oh, do D.
D? Yeah, OK.
You're going to go for The Time Traveler's Wife?
Yeah.
For D?
Yes, OK,
so we have The Hangover and we have The Time Traveler's Wife. Now, Tom and Ali went for The Hangover. Let's see how many of our 100 said that for E. E is absolutely right. The Hangover. Yep, that goes down to 51. Meanwhile, Odera and Somto, I mean, it fits. The Time Traveler's Wife. Shall we find out if it's right? It's a great answer if it is. The Time Traveler's Wife, absolutely bang on. And look at that, takes you up to a 1-0 lead. Very well done indeed, Odera and Somto. 1-0 after one question.
The one that you seemed that you might have wanted to go for was our next lowest scoring one, which was Invictus, A, which would have gotten you 30 points. The next one up is pretty obvious. It was the first film in history, actually, to be nominated for Best Picture and Best Animated Feature at the Oscar ceremony, but it would have gotten you 75 points. And, of course, Avatar would have gotten you the highest score of 88, so well done.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Right, here comes your second question. Tom and Ali, you've got to win this one to stay in the game. Odera and Somto get to go first, so good luck. Our second question is all about motoring abbreviations. Desiree.
So we're going to show you 5 3-letter abbreviations related to motoring. We'll tell you what 2 of the letters stand for in each instance. Please tell us the missing word.
Thank you very much indeed. So let's reveal our 5 abbreviations with missing words. VIN, vehicle identification, N. RWD, rear wheel, D. LPG, liquefied petroleum, G. MOT, Ministry of T. And CVT, continuously variable, T. There we are. Odera and Somto, you get to go first.
Yeah, it's a bit tough for us because neither of us drive. We'll go for LPG, liquefied petroleum, gas.
Gas, you are going to say for LPG. Now then, Tom and Ali, can you talk us through that board?
So the top one, we think, is Vehicle Identification Number.
Yeah.
RWD, Rear Wheel Drive. MOT, Ministry of Transport, but I don't think any of those are going to be lower than what the guys have said. However, I think CVT is a gearbox, so on that basis, I'm going to say continuously variable transmission.
Transmission for T, transmission. So we have gas for G, transmission for T. Odera and Somto went for gas, liquefied petroleum gas. Is right. 72. Meanwhile, Tom and Ali have taken us through the board and have gone for continuously variable transmission for T. Let's see how many of our 100 said transmission. Transmission is right, and look at that, gets you through. Perfect. That is a 4. Look at that. Fabulous. Tom and Ali, you've leveled up. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Yes, you worked through that board perfectly. Of course, VIN, Vehicle Identification Number, would have been a higher score, obviously, at 95. Rear Wheel Drive is our second one, a high score as well, not as high as VIN, but 89. And the MOT that we get every year stands for Ministry of Transport, of course, which would have scored you 56. None better than your answer, Tom. Well done.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Right, here comes your third question. Whoever wins this decider goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Best of luck, both pairs. Our third question is all about the National Portrait Gallery. Desiree.
We're about to show you 5 clues to facts about the National Portrait Gallery in London. We would like you to find the answers and tell us which you think is the most obscure.
Thank you very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our 5 clues. Here they come. A digital video from 2004 by Sam Taylor Johnson shows this former England footballer asleep, DB. Jamaican-born nurse whose portrait was acquired in the 2000s after it was bought in a car boot sale, MS. Artist who created the images covering the doors to the gallery unveiled in 2023, TE. Chamber of Parliament shown in Sir George Hayter's 1833 work with over 400 figures depicted, HOC, and a pencil sketch of this author by her sister Cassandra was purchased for the gallery in 1948, JA. There we are. Now, Tom and Ali, you will go first.
OK. We're going to go for the second one and say Mary Seacole.
Mary Seacole for the second one, say Tom and Ali. Now then, Odera and Somto, do you want to talk us through that board?
Yeah, I reckon that's probably what we would have gone for.
Yeah.
So top one, David Beckham. The middle one, I would presume, is Tracy Emin. Chamber of Parliament,
House of
Commons, and a pencil sketch of this author,
Jane Austen. I think we should go for the artist who created
the images covering. Let's say Tracy Emin.
Tracy Emin. So we have Mary Seacole and Tracy Emin. Now, Tom and Ali went for Mary Seacole. Let's see how many of our 100 said Mary Seacole. Mary Seacole is right. That goes down to 6. That's a fantastic answer. Now, Odera and Somto, you have gone for Tracy Emin, the artist who created the images on the door. Let's see how many of our 100 said Tracy Emin. Tracy Emin is right. It's another brilliant answer.
Yeah.
6 is the only score. 7 is what you get for Tracy Emin, which means, Tom and Ali, very well done indeed. After 3 questions on this, your third show, you are through to the final 2-1.
You've worked through all of the other answers perfectly. The digital video was of David Beckham, and that would have scored 43 points, so very, very high indeed. Well avoided there. The Chamber of Parliament shown, I mean, obviously limited answers. That's the House of Commons, would have gotten you 30. The pencil sketch of this author was indeed Jane Austen, which would have scored you 23 points. So that would have been the next lowest scoring answer.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, that means the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round. It's great news for us, Odera and Somto, because it means we get to see you again. Otherwise, it would all have been off to the final and we'd never see you on Pointless again. So that's terrific news from us. I'm sorry you, therefore, have to be leaving us now, but we'll see you next time. Odera and Somto. Fabulous. For Tom and Ali, it's now time for the Pointless final. Congratulations, Tom and Ali. You've fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win the Pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £2,750. OK, well, you know what happens. 4 things, quite baffling things, usually appear on the board. Let's hope there's something there that you fancy having a crack at. Well, let's see what today's offering is. Dua Lipa, satire and dark comedy TV series with standalone episodes, Fiddler on the Roof, Antipodean politics. What do we think?
Ooh.
I'm drawn towards Dua Lipa.
Right, I know nothing about Dua Lipa, so you'd be on your own there.
Should we give it a go?
You'd be the only one talking.
We've got the trophies, so why not?
Shall we? Why not? Dua Lipa it is. Desiree?
We're looking for any track that appears on the 2021 album Future Nostalgia, the Moonlight Edition. This features all tracks that appeared on the original UK release of Future Nostalgia, plus 8 bonus tracks. Or we are looking for any word of 4 letters or more in the 2017 single New Rules, which was Dua Lipa's first UK #1 single. Very best of luck to you in the studio and to those of you playing at home.
Very good. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Good to go.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Okay.
1, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling because he's drunk and alone. I'm thinking about ain't, maybe.
OK, yeah.
Morning.
Yes.
Bed in the morning. Getting,
like
maybe.
With, or maybe things like that.
Yeah, getting over him. I've got new rules. I count them. Myself, maybe.
OK.
Oh, I don't know. So what were we saying? Like ain't. Morning.
Yeah.
Go on, you give one.
With.
Getting over them. I don't know. I don't know if that's in.
I barely know the song,
OK,
so.
that's fine. Ain't, morning, and myself.
OK.
We'll stop it there.
OK, you're happy. We're going to stop the clock.
Yeah.
Wow, that is impressive. So you're going to go... It sounds like you're going to go for words of 4 letters or more.
Yes.
OK, what are you going to give me?
We're going to say ain't,
Ain't,
morning,
morning,
and myself.
myself. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Ain't, maybe?
Ain't goes last. Least likely to be pointless?
Myself.
Myself, and then morning goes in the middle. Let's put those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We have myself, morning, and ain't. Well, 3 lovely-looking words on the board, and they're all 4 letters or more, which is terrific. OK, your first answer is myself. In all 3 cases, we're looking for words of 4 letters or more in the lyrics of New Rules. Let's see how many of our 100 people said myself. If it's pointless, £2,750 will be yours. Well, it is right. How far down is myself going to go? Is this going to be pointless? Will this win that jackpot for you? £2,750 still going down through the single figures to 2. Not bad. If you have ordered these correctly, then things can only get better. Let's find out. Morning is your next answer. You got 2 for myself. How many of our 100 said morning? Morning is also right. £2,750 sitting there in the jackpot waiting to be yours if this is pointless. We're down into single figures, still going down with morning, still going down to 1. OK. So far, you have ordered these exquisitely. Keep this up, and the next answer has to be pointless, surely, doesn't it, on that trajectory? Ain't is your third and final answer. How many of our 100 people said ain't? Ain't is correct. Well, your first answer was myself, took us down to 2. Your second answer was morning, took us down to 1. Ain't now takes us down through the teens. £2,750 and yours if this is pointless. Down we go. Still getting has done it. Very well done indeed. You have just won yourselves £2,750. Brilliant.
Believe it. And I mean, perfectly dramatically structured. As a storyteller, I love how you did it. I mean, ain't was the first word that came out of your mouth, and it was the pointless one. But you gave us a couple other options. I was personally disappointed you didn't sing through the whole song. But, you know, maybe that's, you know, for a later time. But let's start with the tracks on the album Future Nostalgia, the Moonlight Edition. Some pointless answers would have included Break My Heart, Hallucinate, Pretty Please, and Prisoner, which is a Miley Cyrus song featuring Dua Lipa that was on the album. In fact, everything was pointless apart from the following, all of which scored points: Levitating, Cool, Don't Start Now, and Physical. Moving on to words of 4 letters or more in the lyrics of New Rules, we've got, again, Over, 3, and Wrote. In fact, the only scoring answers here were don't, love, pick, phone, count, them, alone, baby, callin', drunk, night, no, like myself, only, sleep, talkin', crazy, else, have, heart, kick, mind, morning, nobody, practice, tell, times, and wake. If I had that as magnetic poetry, I almost recreated the song.
I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Recreated something.
You know, if the world ends and I need to recreate New Rules, I've got him there.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you once again to our winning players, Tom and Ali, who take away today's jackpot of £2,750. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Desiree.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.